Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the BG Medicine Year-End 2014 Earnings Conference Call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question-and-answer session, and instructions will follow at that time. If anyone should require operator assistance, please press star, then 0 on your touch-tone telephone. As a reminder, today's conference is being recorded. I would now like to turn the conference over to Dr. Paul Somer, President and CEO of BG Medicine. Sir, please go ahead.
Thank you, Candace. Good morning and welcome to the BG Medicine Year-End 2014 Earnings Conference Call. I'm joined today by Steve Hall, our Chief Financial Officer, and Arama Durian, our Chief Scientific Officer. Steve Hall will now read a brief statement and then review our financial performance. Steve?
Thanks, Paul. Good morning and thank you for joining us today. Before we begin our formal remarks, I will cover a few administrative details regarding the replay of information for today's call and forward-looking statements. Today's call will be recorded and a replay will be available on our website. The information to access the replay is available in our press release and also on the company website. As a reminder, today's call contains forward-looking statements regarding events that involve risks and other uncertainties. The company's actual results may differ materially from those anticipated by our forward-looking statements. The risks and uncertainties are set forth and discussed in the company's most recent annual report on Form 10-K, as well as updates to those risks and uncertainties that may be filed by the company from time to time with the Securities and Exchange Commission or otherwise made public. I'll now provide a summary of our financial performance for the full year ended December 31, 2014. Total revenues were $2.8 million in 2014 compared to $4.1 million in 2013. Product revenues are comprised primarily of sales of our BGM galectin-free test and decreased in 2014 by $896,000 to $2.8 million from $3.7 million in 2013. The decrease in product revenues in 2014 results primarily from decreased sales volume from our largest customer and from third-party clinical research studies. The reduction in service revenues of $390,000 resulted from the planned completion of the high-risk plaque initiative in 2013 and our decision to close our research facilities in 2013. We continued to aggressively manage our expenses. Operating expenses for 2014 declined by 46%, or $7.9 million from the prior year period. Operating expenses were $9.2 million for 2014 compared to $17.1 million for 2013. Research and development expenses decreased by 36%, or $1.3 million, to $2.4 million in 2014 as compared to $3.7 million in 2013. Selling and marketing expenses decreased by 63%, or $3.9 million, to $2.3 million in 2014 as compared to $6.2 million in 2013. General and administrative expenses decreased by 37%, or $2.6 million, to $4.5 million in 2014 compared to $7.1 million in 2013. For the year ended December 31, 2014, net loss per share was 25 cents compared to 58 cents for 2013, a 57% reduction. The net loss was $8.1 million in 2014 versus $15.8 million in 2013, a 49% improvement. Operating cash burn for 2014 decreased by $7.1 million, a 47% decrease, to $8.2 million compared to an operating cash burn of $15.3 million in 2013. As of December 31, we had $4.1 million in cash, and our long-term debt was $3 million. This concludes our financial review. I'll now turn the call back over to Paul Somer.
Thank you, Steve. In 2014, we continued to manage our business aggressively and cut our net loss, operating expenses, and operating cash burn by nearly 50%. We continue to build the case for galectin-3 testing through the support and promotion of both sponsored and independent clinical research studies, publications and presentations, and successful patent filings. And we redirected our energy and investment to prepare for the U.S. market introduction of automated galectin-3 testing, and in so doing, substantially restructured our workforce and streamlined our operations. On December 23, 2014, the FDA granted 510(k) clearance for Abbott Laboratories' Architect Galectin-3 assay, the first FDA-cleared automated blood test for galectin-3. This obviously represents a significant commercial milestone for BG Medicine. We believe that Abbott will introduce its automated test for galectin-3 in mid-2015, and that our revenues will reflect sales of the automated version beginning in the second half of 2015. Therefore, our growth in revenues will depend on the timing and extent to which our automated partners are successful in gaining adoption of their automated test for galectin-3. As such, our commercial strategy will increasingly rely on the success of our automated partners to commercialize automated testing for galectin-3. We will continue to focus our resources on serving our current customer base and delivering on what we believe will be the critical catalyst for a successful market launch of automated testing for galectin-3. Continued support of clinical research studies, publications, and presentations that substantiate the clinical utility of galectin-3 testing, and expansion of its clinical indications for use. To this end, I'm pleased to direct your attention to our announcement earlier today that we have filed a 510(k) pre-market notification with FDA for regulatory clearance of an additional indication for our BGM galectin-3 test, that is, as an aid in the assessment of near-term risk of fatal cardiovascular events in adults over the age of 55 who have no prior history of coronary heart disease, cerebrovascular disease, or vascular disease. The filing incorporates data generated from a study in which levels of galectin-3, as measured using the BGM galectin-3 test, were evaluated in 6,762 participants in the bioimage study. We believe that the data incorporated in the filing reflect the association of elevated levels of galectin-3 with the occurrence of adverse cardiovascular events in men and women who have had no prior history of cerebrovascular, cardiovascular, or vascular disease. The bioimage study, sponsored by BG Medicine in collaboration with pharmaceutical and healthcare companies Abbott, AbbVie, AstraZeneca, Merck, Philips, and Takeda, recruited men and women above the age of 55 and monitored them over several years for the occurrence of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, and death due to cardiovascular events. While we obviously cannot be certain if or when clearance of this new indication will be granted, we do believe that this milestone is very significant because, if successful, it will result in the addition of a new clinical indication that could significantly expand the market opportunity for galectin-3 testing, and it will demonstrate the value of the bioimage study and patient cohort as a unique platform from which we may validate and develop new diagnostic products. We expect that we will require additional capital in the near future to continue our operations and grow our business. We are currently exploring our options for raising additional capital as well as other strategic alternatives that could include, among others, strategic partnerships or alliances, a merger or sale of the company, or other possible transactions, and have retained the investment banking firm of Stifel, Nicholas & Company to assist us with this process. We will provide an update regarding further developments with respect to this process when our board of directors approves a specific transaction or otherwise concludes the review of strategic alternatives. In the meantime, we will continue to build the case for galectin-3 and aggressively manage our operating expenses and cash burn. Thank you very much. Candace, this concludes our formal remarks, and we are now ready to take questions.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question at this time, please press star followed by the number 1 key on your touch-tone telephone. If your question has been answered or you wish to remove yourself from the queue, please press the pound key. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star followed by the number 1 key on your touch-tone telephone. I'm showing no questions at this time. I'd like to turn the conference back over to Dr. Sommer for any further remarks.
Thank you all for participating this morning. Your ongoing interest and support are greatly appreciated, and we look forward to updating you on our progress. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for participating in today's conference. This does conclude the program, and you may all disconnect. Have a great day, everyone.